Welcome back to another episode of the Your Houston podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you catch all of our episodes as they're released. Today, we're talking to Ivory Fakoury, the program director at Compudopt, a nonprofit that helps give folks access to technology who are in need. We've got a lot to cover and a lot to learn about this fantastic organization, so let's dive right in.
I feel the liftoff. The clock has started. Roger.
Thank you so much, Ivory, for joining us today. We're excited to speak with you and learn more about Compudopt. But before we get started, we want to ask you a few questions just to get to know you a little better.
Okay.
And one thing that we always ask everybody is what your favorite restaurant in Houston is, because we've got such a good food scene.
Yeah.
And everyone has such a, interesting answer.
Yeah. Well, I've only been in Houston for about a year and a half now, so I haven't had the opportunity to travel across the city as much. I really go to work and go home. But off the top of my head, I really enjoyed Bella Green, which is like right down the street from here.
Yep.
Their food is pretty good. I've had them a few times, and it's a little on the healthier side. So I've liked that.
We will order lunch from there from time to time.
Yeah.
And it is good. I do like their kale salad.
Okay. Not a big salad girl, but okay.
Since we're going to be talking about computers and technology, what's your favorite piece of technology?
I would say my iPhone, I think, because I'm on it the most. I work on there. I look at social media. I text. I do phone calls. So my iPhone. I'm an Apple girl, but I don't like all Apple products.
Okay.
And I don't really care for Androids too much. They're very hard techie to maneuver through. Yeah.
Pretty indispensable, the phones these days. And you're from California.
Yes.
So what's the biggest thing you miss about California?
And no disrespect to Houston, Texas, but the Mexican food.
Whoa.
Yeah. I know they say Texas has the most authentic Mexican food, Mexican cuisines, but I haven't quite found a restaurant that hits as home does.
Wait a second.
Or
a
like
little
the
controversy
I know,
on
I'm
our
sorry.
podcast today. Have you tried, let's see. Gosh, okay, we're gonna get off topic if we go down this path. So we'll talk later about it. But there's a lot of different options.
I hear. I don't know. It doesn't hit as home.
What's a good spot in California?
Well, we have this small little restaurant called El Forastero that has really great food, but our taco trucks are amazing. So anytime I go back home, that's one of the first places I go to.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and visit with us.
Me. Yeah.
Compudopt, it's a nonprofit organization located in near Independence Heights on Airline.
Yeah. Yes.
And so you're centrally located through the city. Can you tell us how the organization got started and what it is that y'all do?
Yeah, so John Osha is the founder of Compudopt, and it was founded in 2007. And at that time, he wanted to bridge the digital divide. So he figured that most organizations and corporations, they were dispensing computers after 3 years. They didn't have any use for them anymore. And he decided to start taking those computers and refurbishing them and putting them back into the communities and low-income areas for youth and families. And as that continued to grow, the organization decided to start creating programs for youth in schools, community centers, and apartment complexes to learn the basics of technology, to know that technology is not as scary as a lot of people make it to seem, and that there are so many avenues and careers that individuals can go into with just the basic knowledge that we give them. On top of, with them completing our programs, 80 to 100%, they receive a free laptop at the end to keep, and they receive 2 free years of tech support. So if anything happens to their laptops, if they break, if they're not working, we either fix them and or we replace them so they can have a new working laptop. The youth really appreciate it. We appreciate being able to give back to the communities and bridging that digital divide and adding that connectivity to youth and families that don't necessarily have it, especially during that pandemic time where youth were at home and they still had to do school, and they weren't able to do school because they didn't have the technology to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we provide programming from elementary, middle school, high schoolers, and even adults to just learn the foundational aspects of technology, and then providing them those laptops at the end.
It's such a critical service, when you think about how much we use technology just every day without even thinking, to order food, order a car, make a doctor's appointment. I mean, it's just integrated into everything now. And we just went through, a lot of remote learning with the pandemic.
Yep.
So was that a big, growth opportunity for y'all to help get technology to kids that didn't have it but needed it to access school?
I believe so, especially in bringing that programming side to the students. 2020 is the year that Compudopt really took off and expanded. We're just not based in Houston. We're a national organization. So we're in 19 states and 40 cities. And we're able to provide services and distributions for computers across the United States. But the pandemic really pushed for that growth for the organization to be able to service those who need it. So yeah.
Yeah, there's folks that really could have used that, where y'all were able to step in and help. And that helped kids continue to learn.
Yeah.
And so there's ways that other people that maybe aren't in school but still needed technology were able to access that.
We definitely became a virtual connecting world. And it definitely allowed those who needed it to be able to do the things that they weren't able to do. But it also showed us that those who don't necessarily have access to what we believed most have access to don't necessarily know how to use it. So being able to provide them that opportunity to learn and grow with the technology that we're providing for them is really great.
So when somebody shows up and they're in need of technology, what exactly is the program that they would have to enroll in, or the steps that they would have to complete in order to be able to receive assistance?
So we have two parts. We have our distribution side, where we do distributions every other Saturday, and individuals are able to sign up for our lottery on our Compudopt.org website. And once they put their information in, my mind went blank. Once they put their information in, they'll automatically be put in the system. So they don't have to re-register. They don't have to do anything else outside of wait for their name and their information to be pulled. And we go off of different areas and services that are in need. And once they are, awarded, they receive a text message and they get the address location to where they would pick up the laptop. It's one laptop per household, and each different household are able to sign up, but they only have to sign up once. So if their name isn't pulled for the first lottery, they always have another opportunity to be pulled to receive a laptop.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And this can be a child, it can be a senior citizen, anyone in between? Yeah,
this is for families. And then for our educational piece of programming, we communicate with schools, apartment complexes, and community centers to see who needs services, who wants to provide after-school programming for the school year and or during the day programming for the summer. And they get 8 to 15 students that we are able to have our trainers go teach the program. And then once the program ends, they are able to receive a free laptop at the end. It's kind of like you did the work and now you're rewarded, and now you get to take this laptop home and you don't have to share it with anybody. It's yours to keep, and it's yours to do what you will with.
Could you share a story or two of, someone that's been impacted in a positive way by your work? Because it sounds like there's just so many ways that being able to have technology can be, life-changing for folks that don't have it.
Yeah.
Are there examples you're able to share about how that's impacted people?
Yeah, on our program side specifically, which is what I handle a lot in, I would say 2 to 3 stories that really stand out is I taught a digital skills class. And in that digital skills class, we're just teaching the older adults how to use computers, how to use PowerPoint, how to access their email, how to log on to onto the computer, how to use their mouse, how to type. And the adults that completed the class, they were super excited to receive a free laptop because then they were able to get their GED. There was one student, she was like, well, now I can go get my GED. Now I can do all the things that I wasn't able to do. Another one wanted to be able to make her doctor's appointments and utilize her computer instead of having to utilize her small screen on the phone.
Yep.
When it comes to our elementary, middle school, and high school programs, I think we see the most impact from them because a lot of the times we don't let the kids know that they're going to be receiving a free laptop at the end of program. We want it to be a surprise and excitement. So when we give them to them, they look at us and they say, we get to keep these? These are ours? My mom said I would only be renting it. So when we get to tell them, no, these are yours to keep. You can do whatever you want with it. However, we want you to make sure that you're doing homework, but you can watch TV, you can play games. They get really excited. And I would say earlier in the year, we did a mini computer distribution for seniors at Young Women's College Prep. And they thought that they were just setting up these laptops to give to families. And so once they were done setting up the laptops, we said, just put your information in and then we'll wipe it clean for the families. And we want to make sure that the computers work. After we were done with that, we let them know that it was their laptop to keep. And one of the girls, she started crying because she was super excited to have a laptop to go into college and not have to worry about that. So I think that's the biggest, that's the part that fills my heart in the work that we do, of just assisting the students specifically in areas that they didn't have access to before. And when we get to reach those students who are in high school and who are seniors and they're going off to college and they're trying to figure out how am I going to write my papers, do my work, and attend my online classes and be able to receive that free laptop at the end to do that and cover at least their first year, it's really heartwarming.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you don't realize what a barrier it is to not have a laptop until you don't have one. And trying to do so much on your phone, you know.
You can only do so much on your phone.
Exactly. Yes. That's amazing. Now, we all have various pieces of technology. You said companies replace every 3 years, which seems so quick to me.
That was new to me too,
What about folks at home that get a new computer or a new laptop, a new phone? I mean, do y'all take donations?
We take donations
from people. Okay.
So anytime individuals have old computers, they replace their computers or any devices, they are able to drop them off to our Houston office location. And I believe that they can also have like a tax write-off. They get a form to be able to keep for themselves. And what we do is we take those laptops, computers, desktops, and we make sure that they're in good standing. We make sure that they're good to go. And then we refurbish them back into our youth and communities and families.
So laptops, desktops, tablets. Do y'all take tablets?
All things technology.
And phones?
Well, I don't know about phones.
Okay.
But I think that they could be of good use in some way, shape, or form for the organization. So I wouldn't put it past us to do it if we can assist in those ways.
It's a great way to take something that you're not going to use anymore and pass it along to someone who could get so much use out of it. And it can change their lives. So that's okay. So that's one way folks can help. Are there other ways people can volunteer or support Compudopt? Yeah,
so for our distributions, we have volunteer opportunities where they can reach out to our Compudopt info email and say, hey, I'm interested in volunteering. I want to know what you guys have going on. I want to know what I can be a part of. And we have a team that is able to cover that and go over that information with them. We also look for volunteers when it comes to programming. We enjoy having individuals assist and help within our programs with our trainers that go out to teach at sites, as long as they do background and they're all good to go and they're covered, and we're able to do those hours. And I think for any events that we have as well that may come up, or we need additional people, they're able to volunteer. That just comes out of them asking questions and saying, hey, I want to get involved. How do I do so? And then we have individuals who are able to respond and let them know what's coming up, what they can be a part of, and the steps that they need to take to be a part of that.
So would they be able to reach out to y'all via the website to indicate their interest in volunteering?
Yeah, we have on the website, we have a contact email that they can respond to. We have a community resource portal that they can check to see anything that's coming up and or any special events that may be happening. I believe they'll have the opportunity to see that on there as well.
Okay. What are some of the challenges that y'all are facing as an organization?
That's a really good question. Because we've grown so much within the past couple of years, I would say just allowing people to know that we are actually a real organization wanting to provide real services. I think when a lot of people hear free computer, they're like, well, what's the catch behind it? Is this real? Is this a scam?
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to get? Are you just taking our information to do what you want with it? But actually knowing that, hey, we are real. We are here to serve you. We want to make sure that everyone has the ability to have technology, and we are able to bridge that digital divide, and then just continuing to keep those communication lines open with the partnerships that we have, and making sure that we are able to go into the schools and provide services so the students that they serve can get our resources and the perks.
And do y'all work with schools and other organizations in a formal way, or is that something that you're trying to establish, or new partnerships, that could be formed?
Yeah, we work. I want to say we work everywhere. I get the motto for Compudopt has always been, we start with yes. So if services are needed of us, we're going to make sure that we do our best to get those services done. And if we aren't able to, we're going to find ways to make sure that we're able to get those services done. But we reach out to schools and under-resourced communities that we know are going to be in need. We reach out to community centers. They reach out to us. We make sure that they know we are here to support and assist them in making sure that they are receiving all things that they need to be successful and accomplished. And then, because I know Houston is so big, but Houston has like sub-cities and areas. When they reach out to us, we're always willing to travel. So we have programs in Galveston. We're looking to have programs in spring, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We could possibly have programs in Pasadena. So we're constantly growing in our Houston area, but we're constantly growing nationally as well.
Yeah, I didn't realize before today y'all were a national organization.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
They do a lot up there.
Any events coming up that people can attend, put on the calendar if they're interested in getting more involved? Yeah,
so we have 2 events that I am 100% aware of, and our community outreach person made sure that I remembered. We have our Oktoberfest, which is in October, and it's a fundraising event just for individuals to come out and learn more about the organization, to donate. We have a wine pool, we have raffles that they can be a part of, and just learning more about Compudopt and how they can be involved. That information will probably be put on our website and or an Eventbrite. And then we have our annual, this is our 3rd year, my 2nd year, Women in Tech event. So where we're pushing for 150. We have 150 girls come to a location and they learn all things tech, and it's an all women event. So we have workshops that the girls are able to do and have fun experiencing. And this year we are going to be at a college, so they get to experience what a college campus looks like. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have gifts and raffles for them to do as well. And I believe that we'll be putting out an Eventbrite early to mid-September for the event that happens in November. It's on November 11th. It's an annual event, and I believe next year we're going to make it a national annual event for all our programs and sites to do for Women in Tech. Yeah.
Okay. Any age range for the Women in Tech event?
6th through 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, this year, and then hopefully as our years progress, we want to expand it to high school as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, there's a lot going on.
Yes.
And y'all are doing a really great service.
Thank you.
Your website is
Compudopt, www.compudopt.org.
Compudopt.org. You can indicate your interest to volunteer, learn about some of the upcoming events, make a donation, and help support all the great work y'all are doing. And you can also just go drop off some old laptops,
computers, any technology that you may no longer want and you don't want to throw away. You can drop it off at our office location and we will put it to good use.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here and taking time to talk about the Compudopt organization and all the work that y'all do. It's truly impactful, and to people out there, it could be life-changing. And hopefully this is an opportunity to grow your volunteers and get more folks at your events, maybe get a few more pieces of old technology that can be turned around and put to good use.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it. We appreciate it, and we are excited for what the future holds coming from this podcast and just moving forward.
Thank you so much, Ivory, for taking the time to visit with us and share all about the fantastic things Compudopt does in the community in Houston. Be sure to check out their website if you're in need of technology, if you want to help, donate, or if you have some old computers and tablets lying around that they can put to good use. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you can catch all of our content, and we'll be back soon with another episode.